The following is produced by 5 Star Productions USA, which is solely responsible for its editorial content.
Florida Atlantic University is on the verge of its first ever college football win, and that's it. Jared Allen takes a knee, and the Owls win it, a 31-28 victory over Bethune-Cookman.
It's the Howard Schnellenberger Show with FAU head football coach Howard Schnellenberger and your host, former Miami Dolphin Jimmy Cefalo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of the Howard Schnellenberger Show. Special because we're celebrating the first ever victory by Florida Atlantic University. Coach, a 31-28 win over Bethune-Cookman on Saturday night in Daytona Beach. I don't think anyone expected this, maybe not even you.
Well, obviously, I was very concerned about coming into this game after the performance we had for the first game. The thing that made the difference, though, really was that we had a full week without any interruptions, without any distractions. The kids knew they could play better than they did in the first game. And then to get 3 of our players back, 3 key players, 2 on defense, 1 on offense, gave us more strength. And we needed every last one of them because this game was a hard, knockdown, drag-out football game that our kids had to play probably better than they thought they could play in order to stay that close.
You had so many obstacles to overcome. You had to travel for the first time with a very young football team. It was pouring down rain in the first half. Bethune-Cookman was ranked 22nd in the nation in the poll, and yet you convinced the kids that they could actually win. Was there a turning point where they believed you that they could win the game?
Well, I think they felt very good about coming into the game, but there had to be a lot of doubts in their mind. And I believe that, as fate would have it, for us to get that first stop on their goal line when they were about to go ahead by 14, to pick it up and try to put it, make a 6-point score for us, gave them the thinking that maybe they just could win the game.
After the first week, I'm sure some fans and players and coaches were thinking, this is going to be a very long season. Now here, 7 days later, it all changes, and the optimism must be really high.
It was sky high after the game. And for me personally, it was one of the most dramatic things that I've ever been through. It reminds me greatly of the game that we had in 1979 at the University of Miami when I first put Kelly into a starting role. We were 3 wins, 4 losses going into that game. And I knew we had no chance against Penn State with Mike Rodriguez, who did a super job trying to be a quarterback for us. Told Kelly he was going to start at the pregame meal. We go out and get a break or 2 here and a break or 2 there, and came out with a win. And that was a pivotal game for us. Now, whether this is a pivotal game for us here or not, I don't know, but I had the same kind of a feeling. I had more wonderful feelings about these kids in that game than I have in a long time.
Do you have the same feeling about Jared Allen as you did about Jim Kelly at the time?
We didn't beat Penn State. The situation is different, but yes, I have a lot of confidence in Jared Allen. I think he can lead us down the long road that we're going to be going.
And a couple of other players really stepped up big for you, too. Thomas Parker got his first chance to see some college football action. What were your thoughts about his play?
Well, he played well, but you could tell he hadn't practiced in a week, and he's going to make a lot more bigger plays than he made in that game. And, of course, Larry Taylor distinguished himself in this game, and he has big play capabilities as well. And
your defense came up big, too, against a very fast and an experienced Bethune-Cookman football team. We'll take a look at the highlights in just a couple of minutes. But first, let's take a look inside the numbers. The stat of the game, just like last week, turnovers for Florida Atlantic against Bethune-Cookman. Second quarter action, BCC at the FAU 1, 3rd and goal. Their quarterback, Alan Suber, fumbles the ball at the line of scrimmage at the goal line, and Tyron Osborne picks it up, Coach, and he's gone.
Yeah, just like his father back some 20, 30 years ago, played for Bethune-Cookman, and he picked up a fumble and made a big play. It's just like that.
And so that's huge for the family, isn't it? It's just a great day for FAU and for the Osborne family. Fourth quarter, minute 24 left, and again the fumble at the goal line. Todd Portier of FAU comes up with it, and this saved the win for you.
Saved the win, and was a great job by the defense. The ball was knocked loose, and we recovered it.
The rain must have played some role in some of these fumbles, but it was as slippery for you as it was for BCC.
Well, absolutely, and they really went away from their wishbone attack and went to a passing game, which they gained a lot of yardage against us with that passing game that they don't normally do.
All right, you've heard from the coach. Now it's time to hear from the players. Here's Jaron Allen, the quarterback for FAU, talking about BCC, Bethune-Cookman, a good football team, and about his own defense.
The defense played great on stopping them, and they fumbled over here on the 1 yard line. We got a touchback. Man, things just fell our way today. And we beat a good Bethune-Cookman team. So.
We'll come back and take a look at the highlights of the big game between FAU and BCC right after this on the Howard Schnellenberger Show.
The Howard Schnellenberger Show is brought to you by Applied Card Systems, an industry leader right here in Boca Raton. Fidelity Federal Bank and Trust, here today, here to stay. Boca Raton Community Hospital, we're with you every step. And 5 Star Productions, South Florida's #1 film, television, and radio production company, exceeding all expectations.
Well, welcome back to the Howard Schnellenberger Show. Time to take a look at the first half highlights. Coach, your first win in school history, and let's find out exactly how you got it. We begin with FAU at the BC 48-yard line, and nice play here by your quarterback, Jaron Allen, finding number 15, Matt Prudenti, for a 27-yard pickup.
And a good read by both the quarterback and the receivers to find that dead spot in that zone.
You had a chance to get on the board, a 41-yard field goal attempt by Mark Myers, but he doesn't get it up.
Well, we missed this one, and we haven't made one up to this point, so it's concerning.
Alan Suber, the quarterback for BCC, a terrific athletic quarterback. Here, running the option, gets into the end zone fairly easily, Coach.
Well, I think you or I could have gotten that one in, Jim. We didn't have the quarterback covered like we should have.
But he does make a mistake later on in the game. Bethune-Cookman with a chance to really take a big lead, but he fumbles right at the goal line. And Osborne picks it up and goes 99 yards for the touchdown.
Well, what a big play in the scheme of things. Couldn't have been bigger. If they get that touchdown right there, it's going to be very difficult for us to hold it together and to come back. But by having a 13-point differential there, saved the day.
Bethune-Cookman fumbled the ball on the ensuing kickoff, and then the first touchdown offensively in FAU history, and it's your quarterback, Jaron Allen, scrambling into the end zone.
Well, the scrambling ability and the speed that he has probably made the difference between he and Jan for the starting position. But I've been really pleased with him overall for what he's done for the team.
Now, you had missed the PAT earlier with the touchdown, so were forced to go for 2 points, try to go up 14-7, and again, Allen makes a good decision here.
And his athleticism allowed him to step inside, gain some time, and let Parker come open.
Thomas Parker gets the catch for the PAT, 14-7. FAU has the lead. But again, BCC bounces back. Good football team, ranked 22nd in the nation at the time. Suber to Tyron Hubbard for the touchdown.
There's not many option quarterbacks that can throw as well as Suber can, and they gained a lot of yards through the air.
It was tied late in the second quarter. You go with Andy Rosas, your punter, to replace the kicker, Mark Myers, who had some problems getting the ball over.
Well, even an old blind coach sometimes gets lucky, and we put that one right through, so we're going to take a lead into the locker room for the first time.
As you head into the locker room, it's 17-14, the first time you've had the lead going into halftime for a young team. What'd you tell them?
Well, I told them we had a reverse situation the week before, that we went into the halftime with a major deficit, and that we were interested in winning the second half. Here, of course, we reversed it and said, sure, great, we're 3 points ahead, but that's not going to hold up, and we're going to have to go out and play 30 more minutes of great, inspired football.
And that they did. They came back in the second half. We're going to take a look at the second half highlights in just a second as we continue on the Howard Schnellenberger Show. Plus, we'll go inside the life of Jared Allen, the quarterback for the Owls, right after this on the Howard Schnellenberger Show. Welcome back to the Howard Schnellenberger Show. Jimmy Cefalo along with the coach. So halftime comes, you're up 3 points over BCC. You tell the players that they can win this. They've got to come out and win the second half, but they got to do it on the football field.
Yes, they do, but they were really feeling good about where they were, not having been there before. They had more confidence than they did at the beginning of the game. And I thought they went out and played really hard the second half and did, in fact, preserve the win.
Let's take a look at the second half highlights for you. Early on, BCC decides to go with a fake punt at about the 40-yard line of FAU, but not everyone's on the same page.
No, and that was one of the few times that they had what looked like it would be just an error in judgment.
And then your two stars offensively in this football game, Allen to Taylor, hook up on a 41-yard touchdown.
You know, when Jared Allen has time to throw, he can really throw accurately, and that was a good example.
24-14. FAU now with a 10-point lead, coach, and BCC has got to be worried about it. But once again, behind Alan Suber, their quarterback, they come back and put the ball in the end zone. This is a pass to Sean Ford, 17 yards for a touchdown.
And we had a blitz on here. They pick it up and had a miscommunication in our secondary and a slide, and they come up with a big play and a big touchdown.
24-21. Now FAU on top, and a bit of controversy. Suber scrambles out of the pocket. There's a question here about whether or not he actually got the ball into the end zone. Coach, take a close look at it. Do you think he's in?
Well, I don't think he's in, but that official standing right there on the spot thinks he's in, and that's the only thought that counts.
You're right about that. Take a look at the replay. He's inbounds here. He stretches the ball. Great presence of mind where he is on the football field. Remember, he doesn't have to be in, but the ball just has to be over that pylon. The official says he had control, and it is a touchdown. And BCC is right back where they want to be. But FAU behind that same combination, Allen to Taylor, a 71-yard strike.
Here again, good protection, a good throw, and a fine pattern. And I'm really happy to see our quarterback and receivers, along with our line, giving us the type of protection and play that we get there.
31-28, FAU leads, just a few seconds left in the game. BCC kicker Danny Mathis from 48 yards away. The kick is up and no good, and FAU celebrates.
Well, we got to work on that because that can get us in real trouble if we ever get a 15-yard penalty for poor sportsmanship.
Well, you know, it's tough to tell the kids not to enjoy, and they weren't enjoying it. But right now the celebration can really start because Allen takes a knee. There were 3 seconds left on the clock. FAU has the first win in school history, a 31-28 victory over Bethune-Cookman. And, Coach, you've got to be thrilled about the outcome.
I've got to be thrilled. The team is thrilled, and obviously all our fans are thrilled. And it's a good place now to start the balance of our season.
It does change the outlook for the season because of the confidence level of the team, but also the expectations of the community.
Well, we always look forward to high expectations, and we look forward to building on that confidence so that when we go up to James Madison this coming week, that we will be prepared and we'll feel good about where we are and have a legitimate chance to compete with these guys.
And you will. It seems that you've got the right players in the right positions now, and your coaching staff is doing a good job. And so FAU moves on to try and pick up their second win in school history. All right, let's take a look back at this Bethune-Cookman football game inside the best play of the game. You'll remember this one for a long time, Coach. BCC up by 4 points, and Allen finds Taylor on a 71-yard touchdown.
Well, one thing's for sure, we'll have this combination for a long time. One's a redshirt freshman, the other one's a pure freshman. And on that line of scrimmage, all but one are freshmen.
And that wound up giving you a 31-28 victory, the final margin for you, the big win. And it showed a lot about your football team, a lot of heart and a lot of character.
Well, I'm very proud of them, and for them to bounce back and play so fiercely like they did, to hang so tough, is a real mark of a potential great football team. And
you've got some quality players on the team. One that I was especially impressed by, Jared Allen, the young man from Oklahoma, who's come into FAU and really shown that he belongs.
Split right, deep 65, on one. Set, blue 80. Touchdown!
To me, football is teamwork. 22 guys working together for a win. Everybody's doing their job. My upbringing in Oklahoma was very sports-oriented. My brothers and I were always involved in sports, but the main sport that was talked about in our household was football. Being a quarterback is very exciting, and everybody's eyes, the crowd's eyes are all on you. And having that leadership role, it's a tough thing. You have positives and you have negatives. You can go down with the team or you can go up with the team. My strongest attribute as a quarterback is probably making something out of nothing. When the play goes wrong, I'm going to do what I need to do to make something out of that play.
Throw a spiral. Hit that receiver. Touchdown. Yes.
During the game, I'm thinking about what I have to do to make the play or to drive the team down the field to score. Something goes wrong, I have to make it right. Just to do anything all together for the team to win. Playing for FAU is a great opportunity, and going into the 2001 season with high expectations, and we're ready to make history. When we take the field in 2001, it's going to be an indescribable feeling. We're a new team. Nobody's ever seen us play. We've been scrimmaging for a year, and we're going to be ready. I don't know what my future holds, but I want to succeed in football, in school, and I have no intentions of failing. To say my future's bright, I would.
The Howard Schnellenberger Show has been brought to you by Applied Card Systems, an industry leader right here in Boca Raton. Fidelity Federal Bank and Trust, here today, here to stay. Boca Raton Community Hospital, we're with you every step. And 5 Star Productions, South Florida's #1 film, television, and radio production company, exceeding all expectations.
We're going to play some good football teams that are going to win. And you have made me a wonderful, happy man today.
Welcome back to the Howard Schnellenberger Show. Coach, each and every week we give our fans an opportunity to ask a question of you. And here is the question from Tom Earnhardt of Coral Springs, Florida. And his question is, how does this week's victory affect the level of expectations for your football team?
Well, it's going to, obviously for our football team, it gives us a lot of confidence, and that with confidence, expectations certainly grow. I'm hopeful that the hardcore fan will have high expectations, and the students have high expectations, because we've never run from expectations. In fact, we've manufactured them a lot along the way, and that's been, I think, a help to us getting it done.
Is there any worry about overconfidence by the team?
No, I don't think there's any problem with that. I think they're very realistic, but a little bit of confidence now will go a long way.
Yes, it will. If you've got a question for the coach, each and every week here on the Howard Schnellenberger Show, it's easy. Simply email us at askcoach@vstar.com. That's askcoach@vstar.com. And if we select your question, we'll have it on the air for you, perhaps next week. Coach James Madison, your next opportunity this coming Saturday on the road. What do you know about James Madison?
Well, I know they've been playing football a good long while. They've got a beautiful little stadium up there. It's up in the mountains. It's hard to get to. They coming off of a loss from New Hampshire. They were on the road for that loss. Play a lot like Bethune-Cookman does. They have a good option attack, a good little quarterback that can make that happen. But it seems like everybody's running the shotgun now in those passing situations, so they're going to do some of that too. They should be a odds-on favorite, and I'm sure they'll be made that.
Now, what about your football team? Are you set now with your starters? Do you know exactly who's going to take the field and play for you on Saturday?
We have injuries just like everyone else has, and we have to take that into consideration. We will be getting back a few more players this week, and that'll be very helpful. But we're getting to a point now that we're getting to know our team better, and positions have been solidified.
Your offense, are you adding to it? I know your offense is very complicated, and you've got a young team. Each and every week, does it get more complicated?
Well, not more complicated. I hope it gets less complicated because they get to practice it more. But we are adding to it, and we add certain plays for certain teams, and then after we have worked on those for a week, we'll leave them in the offense most of the time. But we do need to round it out. We need to get more screen plays in. We need to do some things that are not as basic, and formations can become a factor. And there's a lot that we can still do and not do too much.
And the 30 seconds we have remaining, now James Madison has some tape to take a look at your offense. They know what you're going to do.
Well, that's true, and that's never been something that we were concerned about. We keep our practices open week long. They obviously are going to be prepared. We are obviously going to be prepared, and I look forward to the game because it's an opportunity to get another win.
Coach, always a pleasure to spend some time with you.
Jimmy, thank you for all you do for us.
That'll do it for this edition of the Howard Schnellenberger Show. I'm Jimmy Cephalo. We'll see you again next week.
Coach Schnellenberger's attire is provided by Mouse & Hoffman, located at 400 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton.
This has been a presentation of 5 Star Productions USA, which is solely responsible for its editorial content.